Sometimes when making stickers, rather than have the sticker be a rectangle or a circle or an oval or some other geometric shape, you want to have a contour cut go all the way around the outside of the contour of that image. In order to do that, what you need to do is to offset the path. And what I'm going to do is duplicate this image and bring it over here so that you can see exactly what I'm going to be doing here. So I've got this image and I want to have just a slight offset of the path going around the outside. If I go up to Object, choose Path, and choose Offset Path, you'll notice that it offsets the path. And I can change some options here. Miter means it's going to be a little bit pointed. And so if I change this to round, it's going to smooth it out a little bit. This overall shape was pretty organic to begin with, so I wasn't too worried about it. I might make this just a little bit smaller, and I might go to 0.1 inch, and we'll see how that looks. I might even go smaller than that, just to go, let's go 0.06, and we'll see how that looks on this one. You know, depending on how big this object is, that also determines how far off that offset is. But you can get an idea. The original image is in here, and then it's offset just a little bit. And you'll see that this is creating a whole wild, crazy concoction of paths. So we're going to need to deal with that. I'm going to press OK. And then if I select off of it, you can see that that's the overall shape of it. However, what I'd like to do is to not have every one of these paths be a cut. So if I went in right now and I just chose CutContour, if I went into my swatches and put that on there, you would see that happen, right? Which is, it's kind of wild. I don't need every one of those paths to be cut. So if I use the Pathfinder tool, I can join all of those paths into one overall shape. It's going to simplify it a little bit. Okay, but there's still some areas that would get cut out, because remember, CutContour is going to cut anywhere that has that property associated with it. Okay, so there is a tool in your toolbar called the Shape Builder tool. And when you hover over an object, it's going to show you where it's going to build shapes. Now, if I wanted to just build a shape, I could just click right there and it would build it. However, if I wanted to combine these, I would click and drag across and it makes it. So that's what I'm going to do on all of these. So now it's one path going around the entire thing. Something to think about too is the amount of anchor points and the complexity of the path that's going around. You look and you can see there are a lot of different anchor points going around. And I try to avoid sharp corners wherever I can when I'm doing cut contours. It just makes it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do then is to use my selection tool, and I'll select that object. And then I'm going to go up to Object, go down to Path, and I'm going to simplify. And you can see automatically it does that. And I can make it really simple, but that's not really going to probably follow the contour as well. So, you know, I'm going to go maybe somewhere in here, 15, 16 points. I think that might work for this one. And then I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and I'll move this over the other cats. Oh, wait, it's hidden. Okay, one important thing to think about is the cut contour path that you're creating needs to be empty, so there cannot be a fill in it. The other important thing to think about is that the stroke weight needs to be 0.25. So if your stroke isn't docked over here, you can go to Window and find Stroke, and then you just simply scroll it down till it's 0.25. And if this doesn't seem like it's aligned, well, there's a really quick fix for that. I'm going to select both the cat image here and this cut contour by pressing Shift and clicking. I'm going to align, and again, Window, Align will bring that up, and I'm going to align it to, in this case, the selection, and I will align that and align that, and of course I need to have both objects selected for that to happen. So let's try that again. Align and align. There we go. So now it's perfectly on the outside. It's just a nice contour. The only thing that I'd change on this one is this sharp point here. So if I use my direct selection tool, you can just tap A or go up and choose selection, the direct selection tool, and I select that path. You'll notice that there's the rounding icon shows up. So I'm just going to drag that down just a little bit. And then that way when I come up, it looks pretty good. Now if I wanted to, I could choose some of these other areas that might be a little bit sharp and do that. So, just so that's nice and rounded. It just cuts a lot better when it's a smooth corner instead of a sharp corner. And then that is my overall image. Okay, now you'll see that it's sitting in this big artboard. So probably what I want to do at this point is to maybe make that artboard smaller. So I can use my artboard tool. I'll bring that down here and up here. So then when it comes time to export, I'll have a better, I'll have less wasted space. So then I'll go to File, Save As, navigate to where I want that to save. I'll make sure that I change the format to EPS, use the artboards, choose the range, and click Save after giving it a title. I'll call this one Cat 2. Save. And okay, we're good to go. Then we'll cut some stickers.